Well, staying warm in the winter doesn't have to mean piling on bulky layers or sacrificing style. Joining us this morning is lifestyle expert and fashion stylist Dawn Del Russo, founder of livetheglamour.com. That's glamour spelled British or French style with an O-U-R. Dawn has some easy winter fashion hacks that keep you cozy and chic, or as my friends in Trenton would say, chic, without looking like new Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. We don't want to look like this, right? Good morning to you, Don.
Good morning, Ken. How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually, I must confess, I cheated. I'm in Fort Lauderdale right now. Uh,
Oh,
same background, different location. So
I,
so it's a little warmer. Although I will tell you, yesterday morning, I was told by the folks here that it was 31 degrees in Fort Lauderdale, which for them is
wow.
terrifying because most homes
Yes.
do not even have heat in Fort
No.
Lauderdale because they don't need it, right? They think,
Yeah.
but those few days a year when it's 31, they have nothing. So they just bundle up in
No.
layers, which is what you're going to talk about. How to bundle up in layers
Yes.
without looking.
Exactly. I'm jealous because I wish I was there too, even though I know it's cold. But yeah, and I mean they're bundling up too. That means that is what we have to do here. I think hopefully, like I said, the next few weeks are going to be still be really, really cold. And I think some of these tips are pretty helpful, starting with layering, because I think the most frustrating thing is that no one wants to feel like they have this bulk on them. And the first one we're showing is men, and because I think that men don't always think about this, and there's a 3 layer rule for men for how to do it. So basically, they're going to start with a base layer. And that could be a thermal, that could be just a simple lightweight top. And then you're going to add, like we see a lot in New York, like a vest or a piece on top of that, a sweater that zippers up, something that you can take on and off, go into an office and feel like it's really warm in there. Not typically, but could be really warm in there and you need that extra layer. And then a final layer, like a coat layer, a scarf, and a beanie. Guys, for some reason, tend to not want to do the layers and not want to add the warmth, but then they're freezing outside. So it's a good way for guys to do a lighter pieces and have that flexibility of taking them off.
I just hate having hat head all day. I hate hat head. You know, when I
I
worked for
agree.
Channel 7 in the city, Dawn, I couldn't, they'd say, how could you do that? Wear a hat. Because then I'd be on the air with hat head. You can't do it, you know? So what I would do is I would get the earmuffs that clamp on that
Oh,
make you look like you have no ears and you have like a
yeah.
penguin head. But it would help. I mean, when it was bitter cold. But otherwise I just
It,
didn't want the hat head. And to
to
this
be
day,
honest with
I
you, I don't either. I am not a big fan of wearing hats. I actually will take a scarf and a big scarf and throw it over, which leads perfectly into a scarf. Buying a blanket style scarf, a bigger oversized scarf for women is such a great idea. I love it. I leave mine on all day so I can take it on and off throughout the day. But a blanket, it literally feels and looks like a blanket, but it is a scarf. And you can do it really chic. You could wrap it in different type of knots. Sometimes I like to do that double one around and bring it forward if you really want that warmth around your neck. There are certain parts of your body that if you keep them warm, the rest of you feel good, including your feet. We've probably heard this a million times from your grandmother, from different people in your life, but I say to do a thermal sock or a cashmere blend sock. We don't always think of that, but me personally, I don't like a big chunky sock either in a boot or in a shoe. I've been
Mhm.
finding a lot of cashmere socks and they are so warm, very worth the splurge because your feet will stay warm all day and you could still look stylish. I think wearing them a thin layer like a sock that is cashmere looks amazing with a shoe, a boot. You can do it and you will stay warm with those.
Hell, I would put, I mean, cashmere looks good in the middle of a 90-degree summer, heat wave. Cashmere is always elegant and beautiful and comfortable. That's the beautiful part about cashmere. But that's interesting what you talk about a thermal sock because I've gone out on a really cold winter's day and you could put on like 2 layers of gym socks. Doesn't keep your toes warm at all.
No, no, it will not. And that's the thing that you want to think about because I think that's why people are so bundled and they look like, a snowman or a marshmallow is because they think wearing layer on top of layer on top of layer is going to be the answer. And really, if you have the right pieces, that's what's going to keep you warm. So the thermal pieces are definitely a lot warmer. I'll take a walk every morning. I mean, it's still in these really cold temperatures. I like to walk. So I will bundle up, but I will put the thermal socks on, even a thermal legging. I also love to wear a tights underneath. So I'll wear tights for the whole day. Even if I'm not wearing a skirt, I'll put them underneath a pair of jeans, put them underneath a pair of pants. It's that extra very thin layer that does keep you warm. And like I said, if I'm going on a walk, I'll put that layer, then I'll do the pants, I'll do the thermal socks. I'll wear a long sleeve thermal and then a nice chunky sweater over that. That is your bulky piece, but underneath you are warm and you feel like you're nice and cozy, but you don't feel like I have, 20 layers on top of my body.
And then I have the two words that any fashionista never wants to hear: static cling. How do you deal with static cling?
Let me tell you, I have been dealing with this and it is the most frustrating thing. It's triggering, I think, in the morning when you're getting dressed and you feel everything sticking to your body. I have dug deep into research. I know dryer sheets are one of the top things we hear. We hear this all the time. They do work. I would suggest rubbing them on your body and then rubbing on the clothes so you get that double layer. Also, with the dryer sheet, do a layer of moisturizer anywhere on you and even put it on your clothing because that's where you're going to get the static from, is from that dryness in the air. I can't stand static on my hair either. I think that's the worst feeling. So again, do something hydrate, use a hydrating, an oil, and then I've used the dryer sheets in my hair. I put them all over my body. I think they work great. And also for your clothing, you could do a hairspray, which sprays underneath. I'll do 2 or 3 layers of dryer sheet, the hydration, and the hairspray because I don't like the feeling of anything clinging to my body at all. I think it's the worst feeling, static.
And if I could throw in something that I've used over the years, something called Static Guard. It's a spray. It's like
Yes.
$4 a can, and it's what it is. It's just basically water that they put positive ions in. They just give it an electrical impulse, and then they put it in the can, so you're not getting electrocuted. But you spray it on, and it just literally neutralizes the static charge, so that nothing sticks. It
Yeah.
works instantly, and it's $4 a can. I buy about two or three, and the 2 or 3 last me all winter. They're great. Just a quick shot. You don't need to douse yourself. Static guard. So
So
that's
worth it. So
oh, I don't own the company. Exactly. So now we talked about this briefly at the beginning, layering being key to Luther. And just with 30 seconds left, outerwear. How do you layer the outerwear without looking bulky?
Yes, so I love to belt outerwear. I think that's the key for women is to have something with a belt. If it doesn't come with a belt, you can use one of your own belts because it cinches the waist in. It looks really nice. Again, this is where we're going to look for the coat that doesn't have to be that big puffy coat. You can find really stylish coats, and I always tell everyone this is such a great way to make a coat part of your outfit. Make it the statement piece. Look for something fun. Look for leopard prints. Look for something with a little bit more style. Same with the men. Men tend to not do coats. Do a coat, do a pea coat, a little bit of a longer style, a wool blend coat, a cashmere coat. Again, looks amazing and it will keep you warm.
Mm. Peacoats are great. They're very sharp. We are out of time. Unfortunately, we could talk peacoats another day. Lifestyle expert and fashion stylist Dawn Del Russo, founder of Live the Glamour. That's glamour with an our.com. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Ken.